Whatever their reason, people are leaving the land of Lincoln and taking their pocketbooks with them. According to the Census Bureau, last year the state lost more than 100,000 people who moved to another state. A 4-year streak of population lost, while almost every other state in the country grew. Could a tax stop the bleeding? What if people had to pay to leave Illinois? That's what this post says the incoming governor wants, something supposedly called a tax on departing residents. It's written to look like a news item, throws out some pretty painful percentages if it were true, and even claims to quote Illinois Governor-elect J.B. Pritzker. As a critique of the new governor and his fellow Democrats, it seems popular. Only problem, it's not true. Pritzker's transition team tells Five on Your Side it's not a real proposal, and there's, quote, absolutely no truth to that.
And I've been getting about 4 or 5 or 7 or 8 calls from people.
We called the man whose name is on the post, a Chicago area Republican, Committeeman Carl Segvich. Segvich confirms he shared the post but insists he's not the one who wrote it, and he concedes he now knows it's not true. There is no plan to tax people for leaving Illinois.
It's all fake, it's all false, and I believe I erroneously passed it along. No big deal, really.
Casey Nolen, Five on Your Side. A quick search online and you can find people pretty upset with the American Red Cross, threatening to never donate again because they think they're helping the migrant caravan. And this meme seems to be where a lot of people are pointing. Under a picture of what it claims is a migrant family with a Red Cross tent, the post asks a one-word question: treason? Why is American Red Cross providing to Mexico caravan headed to invade our border with tents? My money goes to Americans needing tents, not Mexico. I will never give again as long as I live. Well, we tracked down the original picture. It's from a Getty photographer, and there are more pics like it taken at the same time. According to the news service, these are migrants from Honduras. The picture was taken in Tapachula in southern Mexico last month. But if you look closer at the Red Cross symbol, you'll see it says Mexican Red Cross. So what's the difference? The Red Cross started back in the 1800s in Switzerland. Notice the resemblance to the Swiss flag. And there are member organizations all over the world, like the Mexican or American Red Cross. We reached out to the American Red Cross and they tell us donations from the U.S. stay in the U.S. unless donors specify they want their money to go to a particular international relief effort. In a statement, they said, as part of a global network, Red Cross and Red Crescent teams have long delivered humanitarian relief to migrants around the world. In line with Red Cross fundamental principles, the Guatemalan Red Cross, the Honduran Red Cross, and Mexican Red Cross have been providing aid such as medical care, drinking water, and family reconnection services to migrants walking through Central America and Mexico. So we can verify the American Red Cross is not working in Mexico with the migrant caravan as this meme suggests. But here at home, the American Red Cross will help migrants in America, often at the request of the federal government. We've linked to more information the Red Cross gave us at ksdk.com. It's a constitutionally required count going back 229 years. The census. It counts every person in the country in every year ending in 0. So if the next census isn't until 2020, why are people getting census letters in 2019? Christine writes, I've received 2 letters requesting that I fill out a United States census from the American Community Survey. She's worried it could be a politically motivated scam. Let's verify. Our sources, the Census Bureau and its boss, the U.S. Department of Commerce and the Federal Trade Commission. One of the FTC's jobs is to spot scams. Christine is far from the first to question the American Community Survey. A quick search of consumer.ftc.gov brings up the post, is the American Community Survey legit? And the answer is yes. But what about that whole every 10 years thing? Well, the FTC and the Census Bureau explained that unlike the 10-year census, the American Community Survey runs all year, every year, reaching more than 3.5 million households each year. The Census Bureau even has a snappy video explaining it.
We measure America every day, not just every 10 years.
So we can verify the American Community Survey is part of the U.S. Census. A response is required by law. The Census Bureau says individual responses are not shared with anyone. Field staff will always have bureau ID and a copy of the letter they sent you to prove they are who they say they are. And there's even a number, 1-800-354-7271, that you can call to confirm your letter. With your Verify, I'm Casey Nolen. Thursday, Washington, D.C. politics and southern border policy crossed paths in Missouri. First, here's what's at stake for St. Louis. The National Geospatial Intelligence Agency, or NGA, is a federal mapping and spy agency, and it needs a new headquarters. St. Louis won the bid to build the $1.7 billion project in North St. Louis. The city has already bought all of the land, moved all of the people out of the historic St. Louis Place neighborhood, and handed over the 97-acre site to the federal government. St. Louis is banking on a new NGA. But construction has yet to start. Thursday, a report out of Washington said Democrats have a list of military construction projects President Trump could tap into for money to build a border wall. Said to be on the list, the NGA. So, can the president divert funds for the St. Louis project to pay for the wall? We talked to a spokesperson for the NGA and Missouri's senior senator, Republican Roy Blunt, and we can verify, yes, because the money for the NGA isn't committed to a contractor, it could go to another project, but it is unlikely. The NGA sent us a statement that says we have not been notified of any delay. And Senator Blunt says he's watching the project closely, and while he hopes the president doesn't take money from it, he expects it would only delay the project until the fall and not force the NGA and St. Louis to start over if he did.
It is a top security priority. I hope we don't have any interruption at all in moving forward with that.
Casey Nolen, 5 on your side. With nearly 2/3 of the vote, medical marijuana proved popular in Missouri last November. And much of the Show Me State also supports the Second Amendment. But do the two conflict? David Payne wants to know, do you lose your right to own a gun if you use medical marijuana? It's a question you see a lot online, pointing to other states that have passed medical marijuana. But is it true? We called Jack Cardetti. He helped pass Amendment 2 that brought medical marijuana to the state and now works with the Missouri Medical Cannabis Trade Association. He says Amendment 2 was written to comply with all Missouri laws, including all gun laws like conceal and open carry. But even though 33 states now have legal medical marijuana, it is still illegal under federal law, and that could affect gun purchases. Based on a gun control law from 1968, there's a question on the federal background check for the gun purchase that asks if the buyer uses marijuana, including medicinal use. Cardetti says if the answer is yes, the sale will be denied. He says it's happened in other states with medical marijuana, and so far, no one has successfully challenged it in court. In open letters, the ATF has reiterated any marijuana use disqualifies a person from buying a gun. But, Cardetti says, in other states with legal marijuana, the ATF has not gone after guns users already own, and the agency says there are no plans to do so. So, the claim that medical marijuana can cost a person their guns is mostly false, since they won't lose the guns they already have, but it could very likely keep a person from buying a new gun once they are carrying a medical marijuana card. Casey Nolen, 5 on your side.